This is the Squilliam Theory.
Squilliam Fancy Son. Squilliam Fancy Son. Squilliam Fancy Son.
Squilliam Fancy Son III is Squidward's rival from high school band class.
So, I just took my private yacht across my private lake to my private heliport.
He's more wealthy.
How do you have a private lake underwater? What the fuck?
Popular and talented than Squidward, and he always rubs it in his face.
That's right. I'm living your dreams, Squidward. Oh, just succeeding in everything you failed in.
But I intend to prove that he's a fraud, using his wealth to make himself seem more popular and talented than he actually is. He goes to ridiculously extreme and expensive lengths to humiliate Squidward and show his superiority, and I'm gonna prove it.
I think he just fucking hates Squidward. I think he's just like... It doesn't even need to be a theory. He's just like, I'm just a piece of shit, but I honestly hate you for no reason other than I hate you.
SpongeBob is one of my favorite shows from my childhood. Even going back now and rewatching the old ones, it still holds up. You might think, it's just a kid's show, there's no continuity, there's nothing.
There's a lot of random, like, adult humor in this series. Yeah, he's like the people that randomly go to, like, channels and, like, hate watch people, all right? It's like people that hate watch political YouTubers and just channels in general, or hate watch reaction channels and things like that. There are a lot of people that will hate watch a show.
Worth theorizing about, but the show constantly brings back characters and references to previous episodes, and if you look closely, you can connect the dots and find some very interesting stories. And today, I'm going to prove that Squilliam Fancy Son III is a manipulative fraud.
Okay.
Evidence number 1, the pet hospital. We first meet Squilliam in Season 2, Episode 15, Band Geeks. The episode opens with Squidward playing the clarinet and getting a knock on the door.
Yeah, we're with the pet hospital down the street, and I understand you have a dying animal on the premises.
Immediately after, Squidward gets a call from Squilliam.
Hello, you've reached the house of unrecognized talent. Please start after the...
Sounds as though you've got a dying animal to attend to, eh, old chum?
I believe that not only was Squilliam spying on Squidward to know when he was playing his clarinet, but he also hired the...
I mean, maybe he just, like, walked past his... Well, okay, maybe not walked past. Maybe he drove past his house. Squidward's, like, obviously sitting there near a fucking window.
doctor to come and embarrass Squidward.
Yeah, we're with the pet hospital down the street. Pet hospital down the street.
Obviously, it was a setup.
We have never seen a pet hospital in Bikini Bottom. We've only ever seen just the regular Bikini Bottom hospital. We've seen this purple doctorfish before, but once again, he's never worked at a pet hospital. We've only ever...
I mean, maybe he works at both.
...seen him at the regular general hospital.
Well, Mr. Squarepants, it seems you have the suds. Are you ready for...
Now, didn't Gary get sick a couple of times and end up at the hospital with the same doctor? So maybe it's just the same, right? I mean, technically, a lot of them are fish anyway. I guess maybe it's the same hospital underneath, right? Or maybe it's just like a branch of it. I don't know.
For your treatment?
Then there's this green fish behind him, and we've only ever seen him as one of the many identical paramedics that work at the Bikini Bottom Hospital. We even see him at the end of the episode to take Squilliam away after fainting. So it is very likely that Squilliam hired these two and told them to pretend like they're from a pet hospital just to humiliate Squidward. But this is just the start of Squilliam's elaborate lies. Evidence number 2, the Bubble Bowl. In the same episode, Squilliam also says,
I'm the leader of a big fancy band now, and we're supposed to play the Bubble Bowl next week. The problem is, I'm busy next week and can't make it, so I was hoping you and your band could cover for us.
But we've never seen Squilliam's band before, and despite claiming he's too busy to make it to the Bubble Bowl, he still shows up at the end to watch Squidward's band. So both his...
I mean, I could totally see him be like, yeah, I hired a band for this, but then I just kind of dropped out.
excuse and probably his band were made up to pressure Squidward into humiliating himself at the Bubble Bowl. Evidence number 3, Squilliam's friends. In Season 3, Episode 8, Squilliam returns. Squidward leaves for work and conveniently bumps into Squilliam and all of his fancy friends, despite Squilliam not seeming like the kind of guy that would come near the Krusty Krab. He and his friends make fun of Squidward for working as a cashier.
Hold it! Don't tell me! You're a cashier!
Don't lie. Lying always makes it worse.
But I believe that this encounter was planned out by Squilliam in advance.
Well, that would make a lot more sense that Squilliam absolutely fucking knew in advance who he was. If you're that rich, you can just pay someone to fucking stalk someone for like a day or two. Be like, all right, I know everything about you now.
And he hired all of those people to pretend to be his friends.
He may not have needed to hire it. I mean, a lot of rich guys don't need to hire anyone. They just have a bunch of people who follow them for free, hoping to get free things.
Take a look at Squilliam's friends. They're all nicely dressed. You kind of get the sense that
None of them are nicely dressed. They all look like shit. Only Squilliam's nicely dressed.
they're fancy, high-status members of Bikini Bottom, but they aren't. This is more like what the
There we go. That's what I expect.
fancy rich people in Bikini Bottom look like. These are just some regular Bikini Bottom citizens. Most of them usually don't even wear nice clothes like this. And most of them are regulars at the Krusty Krab and would already know Squidward as the cashier.
My daddy doesn't have enough slime!
These are not the type of people Squilliam would hang out with. I mean, why would Squilliam be hanging out with one of Pearl's teenage friends? At the end of the episode,
I mean, it could just be someone that looks the same. Could be like a cousin, a fucking parent. A lot of kids look the same as their parents.
Squilliam even admits to his whole life being fake.
I made everything up about
He's
my
lying.
life. I have no yachts, jets, or anything.
I could actually see this being like a legitimate theory here. And the fact that all of that shit is fake and it's all been a lie this whole time.
I was only trying to impress you.
And then, of course, he quickly says he's just kidding.
Is that true?
No, but
Of course not.
imagine if that was actually true, though. Like, he's still lying here to him.
I'm filthy stinking rich.
But was he kidding? I mean, obviously he's rich, but is there a nugget of truth in there? Evidence number 4, the statue. In season 7, episode 6, Squidward has to
Like, maybe he's just, like, renting all that shit and he actually works as a cashier somewhere else. He's just spending all his money on, like, renting certain things for, like, an hour just to screw with Squidward.
pick up trash for community service, and Squilliam once again conveniently bumps into him and reveals he's cleaned up so much trash the city actually built a statue of him.
Maybe if you clean up Bikini Bottom, they'll build a statue of you. Oh, wait. They've already built one. Of me. I
Yeah, but he probably
cleaned
what
up
was it?
all of Bikini Bottom in only 1 week.
I believe that once again, this
Hey, you hired it. You hired
encounter
a
was
fucking
staged by
crew.
Squilliam, and he actually paid to get that statue built. As Squilliam tells Squidward about the statue, a female fish admires it and says,
Bless you, Squilliam Fancyson. Bless you.
but if you remember, this is one of those friends Squilliam likely paid, making her whole comment feel very fake. By the end of the episode, Squilliam's statue gets destroyed. A police officer approaches and they have this exchange.
This is your statue?
It was.
Squilliam admits that it's his statue, not
I mean, okay, if a statue is made for you, even if you didn't make it, you can still say it's your statue.
the city's. And why else would the officer give him specifically a ticket if it was city property?
Because that's what plenty of officers do, that stupid shit no matter what.
Evidence number 5, the concert. In season 6, episode 17, Squidward watches Squilliam play the clarinet at a big fancy concert. He receives a standing ovation, causing Squidward to leave angrily. But I believe this entire concert is a scam.
Why the hell would you even go to that if you knew he was going to be playing there?
Not only has the audience been paid to cheer, but Squilliam never even touches his instrument. Once again, many of the audience members were part of Squilliam's quote-unquote friends.
I mean, I assume that we just cut to the end of the actual thing.
But we also never actually see Squilliam play the clarinet. The episode opens right after he's finished his performance with the audience
Right.
cheering, and one member of the audience says,
He's such a great musician. He doesn't even have to touch an instrument to be brilliant.
Oh. I don't remember that line.
maybe the real reason Squidward leaves so angrily is because the audience cheered for Squilliam even though he never even touched his clarinet.
That actually would be so fucking annoying, because then you'd be like, I can't even hear how great of a musician you are, apparently over me. Because this is all fucking fake. That's possible.
Maybe Squilliam is just as bad as Squidward at the clarinet and
Or
he's
worse.
trying to hide it. Squilliam has gone to some pretty extreme lengths just to humiliate Squidward, but nothing, and I mean nothing, compares to what he does next. Evidence number 6, the music college. In the same episode, after Squidward leaves the concert, he's approached by the headmistress of the Bikini Bottom prestigious music college.
Aren't you the esteemed Squilliam Fancyson III, who we all came here to see perform tonight?
She mistakes him for Squilliam and offers him a position as a professor. Squidward pretends to be Squilliam and teaches a class, only for the police to burst in and arrest him, all while he's being filmed on live TV. And I believe
that felt like a setup. Yeah, that would actually, now that I think about it, totally fucking felt like a setup.
that this is Squilliam's most elaborate and most expensive scheme to destroy Squidward both publicly and legally. This encounter where Squidward gets offered a job is already suspiciously convenient, but listen closely to their exchange.
I'm Squilliam Fancy Son.
But didn't you just say a minute ago that your name was Squidward Q Tentacles?
It is. No, I mean, no, I didn't.
Well, that's a relief. I mean, what kind of a moron would go to their worst enemy's music recital?
A lot of people. A lot of fucking people would absolutely do that shit. They'd be looking for any little thing to throw them under the bus forever. Of course that would happen.
What kind of moron would go to their own enemy's music recital? How does she know that Squidward and Squilliam are enemies?
That's a good point, though. I mean, the only thing that makes sense, though, would be Squilliam has been telling everyone for years the same shit that he hates Squidward. But yeah, that one kind of feels like a setup.
If she knew who Squidward was, then why didn't she recognize him? Why would she mistake him for Squilliam? This feels way too much like she was hired by Squilliam to set a trap for Squidward. And if that's not enough, the headmistress's associate is literally just a guy from the paid audience wearing a disguise.
Or it's just another guy that looks similar to him.
Just threw on some glasses to seem smart. Squilliam knew that Squidward couldn't resist the opportunity to teach a music class, even if it meant breaking the law.
My very own.
I don't know what would it, I guess in this case it was considered breaking the law because he got fucking arrested for it.
Music class.
Then we get to the Bikini Bottom prestigious music college, and right off the bat, there's something very fishy about
It's like a fucking warehouse.
this place. The building itself is very green and grimy and has a very cheap metal look. Nothing about this says prestigious except for the big sign on top, which feels like the only new thing about this building. I think there is a very good chance that Squilliam just bought some old warehouse, then stuck a sign and some paint on it to disguise it as a college. I mean, look at these other schools in Bikini Bottom. They all have a very nice structure and a paint job.
I don't remember the Bikini Bottom University.
But this prestigious music college looks like a dumpster. Going into the classroom, not only does it have
Of course it has SpongeBob and Patrick in it.
have another one of Squilliam's friends, but if this is such a prestigious college, how did SpongeBob and Patrick get in here?
Would you two numbskulls mind telling me what you're doing in music class anyway?
Sure. Patrick's New Year's resolution was to learn to play an instrument.
They say it was their New Year's
okay, so most colleges have introduction courses to everything. So it would not be hard to get into a music college necessarily because you would have your introduction courses. You'd be like, it's not like you're going to the second half of a 4-year college specifically, right? So that's not really a good good excuse. Like if I'm learning a brand new skill, it'd be super easy to jump into a first level college class anywhere. Not necessarily. A lot of people go first for like if I wanted to learn piano, I could absolutely sign up for a piano class right off the bat with no experience in most colleges, including music colleges. You would be paying a premium, but they would generally have introduction courses that you can take. Now they're not going to be geared towards people who are going to be taking those classes, but they're going to have at least one of those classes. And you're going to be in there with a bunch of people who also suck, but are willing to pay for it.
Resolution to take a music class, but you'd think it'd be harder for them to get into an esteemed music school if they just decided to go to it on a whim. Seems like they're just letting in anyone to sell this ruse. Then, both the police, Squilliam and the headmistress, and a live news
that right there, definitely feels like this is a huge fucking setup.
Broadcast show up at the same time to arrest Squidward for impersonating Squilliam. If the extremely coincidental fact that all of these people suddenly showed up at the same time isn't enough for you to believe that Squilliam set it all up, I've got something
this feels
that's
like a
going to
setup.
blow your mind.
I definitely agree that this one was like a legit setup.
Squilliam literally has the police working for him.
Okay, The problem with this is there's going to be a lot of people that look the same.
Squidward, cute tentacles, I'm placing you under arrest for impersonating a genius.
If that doesn't sound like he's been paid off, I don't know what does.
I mean, I need to hear that guy's voice, actually.
The lengths that Squilliam goes to humiliate Squidward are insane. He literally builds statues.
That's true. He definitely goes out of his way to humiliate Squidward for seemingly no fucking reason.
And entire buildings just to make Squidward feel inferior.
I guess.
But why? Why would anyone go so far to embarrass an old high school band classmate? What happened between them? What could have caused this extreme level of dedication? Well, unfortunately, we never really get much information on their past.
Oh, maybe it's like bullies that really like, the kids they bully. They're like, yeah, I want to go on a date with you, so I'm going to bully the shit out of you.
I've spent hours reading through the SpongeBob Wikipedia and looking at old episodes, and there really just isn't any clues that would explain their weird relationship. I guess we can't solve everything, but either way, that's my theory. Thank you so much for listening.
The last part of that theory so far makes I for some reason, just based off of what's left in this minute, he's going to be like, wait!
I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Wait a second.
Yeah. Of course he fucking did this shit.
Wait a second.
I have not.
Season 6, Episode 5, Slide Whistle Stooges. Just a normal episode where SpongeBob and Patrick annoy Squidward. Nothing really out of the ordinary. Except I have one question about this episode. Why does Squidward have Squilliam's robe?
It's just a robe. It's just a fucking robe.
That is clearly not the purple robe he usually wears. That is Squilliam Fancyson III's robe. Why would Squidward have this? Unless they were more than just classmates.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. There it is.
Could they have once been dating? No way. That's not possible. There's no evidence to support that. Right?
Don't be intimidated, Squidward. Try to imagine him in his underwear. Oh no, he's hot!
No, it can't be.
I mean, what kind of a moron would go to their worst enemy's music recital?
It's been right in front of us this whole time.
Our sources last saw Evil harassing teenagers up at Makeout Reef.
Makeout Reef. Good times, good times.
Voted most likely to.
Yeah, I know. When you think of Squidward saying that, you're like, I don't know. It doesn't sound like you'd ever been dating anyone, Squidward.
Some eggs in high school.
Holy shit!